Welcome to How to Become a Production SQL Database Administrator. My name is Raphael. In the next several series of videos, we're going to be looking at what is SQL Server Agent and its role, function, and its purpose. Here are some of the benefits of using an SQL agent. It's an agent that uses SQL Server to store job information. And a job actually is a specified series of actions that can run either on a local server or we can actually set it up on remote servers also. Jobs can contain one or more other jobs, so they're nested jobs and steps, if you will. SQL Agent can run on a schedule, and that's one of the most important benefits of SQL Agent, that it allows and frees the production database administrator to do other things while the jobs are running on a set time. We can set specific responses to specific events, or we can do this manually also. You can avoid repetitive tasks by automating these tasks, such as backups, and we've illustrated that before when we looked at manually backing up the full database backup, the transactional log backups, and the differential backups. And you can see how tedious it was for me to just demonstrate that. But when you use the SQL Server Agent and you schedule it, then obviously the SQL Agent will take care of that. You can also use a SQL Agent for other services such as SSIS packages and for analysis services and a few other things also. And so that's, as you can see, there's a great benefit of having the SQL Server Agent, and its primary function is to run job on a set time or a schedule. I'll also be looking at what are alerts. An alert is an automatic response to a specific event, which you can define the conditions. And what I mean by that is that if a certain alert is set, and if that alert fires, then that response is set to what's called an operator. And I'll be defining what an operator is and setting up an operator for you. And an operator, in a nutshell, is a contact person for the alerts to execute against. So if an alert occurs and you set up the operator, that operator will get the alert via either email, pager, or NetSend. And again, I'll be showing you how to do that. Some of the ways we can manage security for SQL Agent administration is using what these MSD database roles. And as you can see, there's three primary roles: SQL Agent user role, reader role, and operator role. So we want to be careful as to how to allocate these kind of roles to specific jobs. I'll also be demonstrating a great capability of SQL Server Agent is that it allows you to administer multiple servers at once. And what I mean by that is it has the ability to make one single server, an SQL Agent master, and then other multiple servers that we have to designate the same jobs as targets. And I'll be illustrating and demonstrating that for you also. So this is a great benefit that you have, especially in a very large environment where you may be responsible for 30, 40, 50, 100 physical servers, and each of those servers may have 100 databases. So imagine creating a backup schedule on those so many servers and so many databases individually. It will be a tremendous amount of headache and responsibilities. But this multi-server administration allows you to set up a master, and then whatever you do on master is propagated to the targets. And I'll be demonstrating that to you also. And then we'll be looking at what some error logs are and job activity monitor. So that's just a brief introduction of what the SQL Agent is, and obviously I'll be providing this for you. So let's get into the SQL Agent and just take a brief look at SQL Agent. You'll notice here the SQL Server Agent here has a green icon. That means that this service is running. SQL Server Agent runs as a service, and it's separate from the data engine. And that's important to know. So if you see a red sign here, that means that the service is not running. If you need to restart the service or SQL service, you can go right-click, and you can restart the service here or stop the service here. So if I just to illustrate what it looks like when the service is not running, and if I actually refresh it, you'll see that. So now their service is not running, and we certainly need that to run all the schedules. So right click, start, and yes. So now the service is running again, and it's shown here by green. If I right click here, you'll see that obviously we can talk about jobs, schedules, operators, alerts. This is the great capability that I was talking about in multi-server administration, where you manage target servers by adding targets, and I'll show you how to do that. And then obviously you can go here and go to standard reports and look at the job execution history if you want to do that. It'll provide you with the backup of the last 7 days. So that's a great benefit also. And then obviously if you want to go to the properties, and this is some of the properties that we're looking at. I don't want to spend too much time on this, as most of it is self-explanatory here. Auto start, SQL Server if it starts unexpectedly. Auto restarts SQL agent if it's unexpectedly, and so on. And this is where the error log is retained. If you click on advanced, again, various things that can happen. Alert system, this is one of the more important ones that I will be talking about and illustrating. The mail session here. So when we set up the database mail, obviously we'll have to go to the SQL agent and enable enable mail profile, so we can have email sent to us regarding this alert system that we're going to set up. So this is going to be an important thing. Obviously, we don't really use pagers anymore, but if you had to, this is, I guess you can do it here. I've never done it. We always prefer now emails. So let me uncheck that. Job system, shutdown if the in seconds, connections, and history, obviously. So these will just give you a brief introduction of what the physical outline looks like of the SQL agent. And if I expand it, obviously you look at all the jobs that are created here. The reason you're seeing 2 folders here, multi-server, is because I've got this active as master, as you can see, and I'll show you how to do that. So if you expand this is the local jobs. If I expand that, this is the multi-server jobs. Obviously the alerts are here, and I'll be talking about specifically about alerts and how to create them. This is an operator that's already been created, and then we'll talk about error logs also. So this will give you a brief introduction to what SQL Server Agent does, and in the next couple of series of videos I'm going to start creating jobs, creating alerts, creating operators, and then scheduling jobs, so you get a good understanding of how to utilize this great feature of SQL Server. So I'll leave it there and we'll begin with the next video. So my name is Raphael, and this is how to become a production SQL database administrator.